Are you annoyed by Rockstar's recent announcement that GTA 6 is going to cost $80 for the standard edition, which is $10 above the usual AAA fare? Well, not really, no, because of Nintendo, but also you have to pay $100 for the Ultimate Edition. Oh, and there's no physical disc, you're just getting a ridiculous code in a box on top of that. We don't blame you, that is pretty fucking dumb. Why not give the AAA industry the middle finger? Because the Steam Summer Sale is here, and we've got 10 games that are combined cheaper than GTA 6 that still give you everything you're looking for out of that genre. Let's start with a medieval-themed GTA-like called Rustler, which you can currently nab for 80% off, $4.99. Add it to the total, folks. This is a top-down open-world action game that is a little bit more reminiscent to GTA 1 and 2, taking place in medieval Europe, and it's honestly not the most well-made product out there, but it is hilarious, and you can have a lot of fun playing it, even if it is a bit jank. You'll steal horses, you'll fight off guards and gangs, and there's a variety of different story missions and side quests for plenty of hours of gameplay. I really like the humor of this game, the over-the-top zaniness that I feel like some of the more recent GTA games got away from. They started to get a little bit too serious for my liking. $4.99, you're gonna have a pretty good time with this one. If you're still craving a bit more of those GTA 1 and 2 vibes, but you want to ditch the medieval setting, then perhaps American Fugitive will be what you're looking for. Again, at 80% off, $3.99. Holy cow, that's a good deal. This game is a top-down 3D open-world action title similar to those classic GTA games that takes place in 1980s USA. You'll be controlling Will Riley, who has been framed for the murder of his father, and now you're on the run from the police. You don't want to go back to jail. You'll steal cars, you'll rob homes, you'll get away from the police time and time again, hopefully, if you're good at the game anyways, as you complete a variety of story missions and side objectives. The game kind of plays out like one of those old-school action movies with its different destructible environments. You can actually even rob homes, which is pretty hilarious. It's well made, believe it or not, and people agree, mostly positive on Steam. It also received a State of Emergency update, which was completely free, so credit to the developers for that. Normally, it's priced at $19.99, so this is one hell of a deal on a stupidly fun time. Gonna travel back in time for this next release a little bit. 2014 was the year of Retro City Rampage DX, which is currently 75% off, $3.74. Are you kidding me? One of the great 8-bit open world games out there. Only 1,687 reviews on Steam. What the hell? I thought this game was more popular than that. But at this price, you really can't go wrong. It's a parody of the 80s and 90s games that we grew up loving. There's plenty of carjacking to be done, a good variety of missions, challenges, and even some free roaming. The game also has a lot of different weapons and power-ups that make the action intense and hilarious. There's 60 story missions, 40 arcade challenges, over 25 different weapons, a huge variety of vehicles, 50 plus in fact, and the DX version added even more enhancements along with mod support on the PC version. Add in a soundtrack that features 13 different radio stations, and you've got one of my favorite GTA likes of all time. Nab it, it's a no-brainer if you somehow don't own this game. Keeping it retro, let's go to another game that I absolutely adore, Shakedown. Hawaii is 80% off currently during the Steam Summer Sale. $3.99. This released back in 2020. It is once again an open world, top-down action title that makes fun of a lot of things, such as big businesses, corporations, and 90s culture in general. Hilarious game once more that takes place on a massive tropical island. You get those usual open world missions. There are also shakedown shops for protection, and there's a little bit of a Monopoly game going on here too, as you can acquire different businesses and properties the more you play. Love the pixel art in this game, the driving and shooting feel great, the melee combat is entertaining, and there's plenty of gameplay here. Fans agree, very positive, despite only having about 600 or so reviews on Steam. Let's change that during this sale, because this is a fantastic deal on a game that will give you no shortage of laughs. If you're keeping track at home, we are currently under $17 still somehow after 4 games, so let's splurge a little bit. And by splurge, I mean spend $13 or so on 171. 35% off, $12.99. Yes, it is in early access, but it has mostly positive reviews so far. And let's be real, this game's going to get likely more expensive when it does eventually leave early access. So the good news here is that people really enjoy it based on what is already on offer. It is a Brazilian-inspired open world where you can drive around a variety of different cars and motorcycles and even enter some houses and loot them. Not every house has been implemented with this feature yet, but they are working on it. The game features tons of random events that will occur depending on the time of day, and NPCs that change their mood depending on whether you're nice or mean to them, just as you would expect in real life. There's a wanted system, there's plenty of jobs where you can earn money, and plenty of crime to be done as well. Weapons, clothes, car mods, and more. It would appear that the full campaign is not quite implemented yet, however, there have been tons of updates like I mentioned, and it's off to a fantastic start. I like the setting of this game at $12.99. Pretty easy choice. Okay, our next game deviates a little bit from the traditional GTA format, but it does have quite a bit of that DNA in it. We're talking about Streets of Rogue, which is currently 80% off, $3.99, and looking at it now, there are some bundles available as well. One with the soundtrack. It's 80% off, $6.44, and a making of, and a bunch of other goodies. And then there's the Tiny Builds pixel art collection, which includes a variety of games like Graveyard Keepers in there, Party Hard, which is really great. That bundle's 80% off, $36.19 if you want to check that out. But as it stands, the game alone, $3.99. Streets of Rogue has a little bit of everything in it. There's some stealth, there's some punching people in the face, and some unadulterated chaos. 20 different playable characters, all of which are pretty hilarious and varied, like vampires and bartenders, for example. Each NPC in this game follows their own unique routine, and they can be kind of toyed around with in some fun ways. Every floor that you explore has its own unique objective, and there's tons of fun items to experiment with, like the Shrink Ray, my personal favorite. There was even 4-player online and local co-op available. The open-ended nature of the game does give it that GTA vibe, plus all of the gangs and the cops that are running about, but especially the weapons. There's so many weapons in this game, and the fact that things are randomly generated, well, you could potentially play this for hundreds of hours and not necessarily get bored with it. So it's an absolute steal, and if you've liked the other games on this list, it offers a little bit of variety that makes it stand out, but still gives you all of those GTA vibes. Now, how about a GTA-style game where you get to play as the good guy for a change, huh? The Precinct lets you do just that. It came out in 2025. I reviewed it here on the channel, and I had a pretty good time with it. It's not perfect, but it is pretty fun, and I like that they tried something different with the familiar formula. You can get this one 30% off, $20.99. Oh, we're stretching our budget now. We're up to $54.68, so we're still safe. We're not in GTA 6 territory just yet. But anyways, I do recommend the Precinct because it was kind of fun to play as the good guy, you know, arresting people, cuffing them, interrogating them. You got into a few different shootouts, there's bank heists, there's even a few street races, which are entertaining enough to be involved in. I also like the day-night cycle that occurs and all the different dynamic weather effects. Pretty big game. I mean, not massive, it is an indie at the end of the day, but a solid length. I enjoyed the on-foot work and the different squad cars that you can ride in. There's even a helicopter at one point. A decent amount of destructible environments, and yeah, I thought it was cool to play as rookie cop Nick Cordell Jr., even if the story is kinda just whatever. Good fun, some decent, unique systems here. Check it out. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but still worth the price. Let's get super weird with it now. A game that I really adore, Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip, is 50% off. $8.99, has overwhelmingly positive reviews, so everyone seems to like this game. There's also a bundle that includes a short hike if you're interested in that game, 49% off for $12.04. Obviously, this game's a little bit more lighthearted when compared to the GTAs of the world with its cartoonish visuals, but it's so much fun, and it has a whole lot of secrets across a surprisingly dense city that's well worth exploring. You control Terry, who's on a mission to drive a car directly into space. You must complete a variety of strange jobs, upgrade your junky car, and cause a whole lot of chaos along the way. Driving around that beat-up car of yours is absolutely hilarious. No shortage of quests and odd duck jobs to take on, junk to collect, plenty of money to grab, different upgrades. It probably skews a little more Saints Row than GTA, but let's be honest, the old GTA games were pretty comical and over the top. Like I said, 4 and 5 started to get away from that stuff a little bit more, which I didn't like. The car controls really well, the game has a great visual style to it, and it's just a nice, kind of non-violent version of a GTA game that offers some different things. Highly recommended, especially at this price, and we are still under budget with 2 games to go. This next game I actually haven't played for myself, to be honest, but it got wildly popular and folks seem to absolutely love it. It is again in early access. It's planned to leave next year. The open world crime simulation title Schedule 1, which is currently on sale at 40% off. You can grab it for $11.99. Again, when you're dealing with an early access game, good to grab it when it's on sale because usually once it launches into 1.0, you're going to be paying more. This has an insane amount of reviews, so people are absolutely crazy over this game. It's overwhelmingly positive. You play as a drug dealer who has absolutely nothing, and you're trying to build up a full crime empire. That means getting new employees, getting properties, producing items, and so much more. Massive open world here. Apparently you can buy different properties over time as you commit your crimes. There's a little bit of combat mixed in here too, with plenty of gunplay and even straight up fists to the face. Oof. Co-op multiplayer that folks seem to absolutely be in love with, and of course, vehicles to drive about in. Most of the focus on this one seems to be on the production of drugs, so if you're into drugs, this might be a good choice. Definitely gives off plenty of GTA energy. And with that, we have around $5 left to spend to stay under that GTA budget. But let's be honest, you don't get the full GTA 6 unless you spend $100. So this is just embarrassing. We're gonna do it though, just $1.99 for Drug Dealer Simulator. 90% off, $1.99. Now, yes, it's not a GTA style game in the traditional sense, but I mean, there's plenty of crime going on here, right? Plus, it's $2. Much like other games on this list, you need to build up your drug empire. That means exploring shady neighborhoods on foot and trying to push your wares onto junkies. Don't get involved with the gangs if you can help it, but do set up some drug labs. This is the only video on this channel I'll ever tell you to do something like that, okay? Don't do that in real life, please. You can hire dealers, you can hire assistants, you can decorate a mansion once you're a rich drug overlord, and there's quite the crime-driven progression system here that will give you some of those GTA vibes. You want to avoid the police naturally, you want to run from raids, and you go through a variety of different environments as you grow your illegal business empire. There's even a little bit of combat and gunplay to be had here. Folks really enjoy this game for what it's worth. It did get a sequel that's also on sale, I believe. Came out in 2020. Grab it if you would like to push some drugs. So there you have it, folks. Our final tally is $77.65. We did it under the cost of one GTA 6 copy, which is just a code in a box. Now, how sad is that? Thank you for watching, everybody. Continue to enjoy Steam Summer Sale, and we'll keep bringing you great indie gaming coverage right here at I Dream of Indie Games. Voice to the voiceless. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to help us continue to be able to bring a voice to the voiceless. Join the over 60,000 indie warriors that have said goodbye to the gaming echo chamber. For even more support, head over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames, where you can get Discord access, early shows, exclusive content, and more, now with a brand new $2 entry tier. Or check out YouTube memberships for exclusive badges, custom emoji, and other fun perks. Support real people making real things, because here at I Dream of Indie Games, it's always about the games.